This is Carly S. from Kreatives Leben. Today I wanted to play around with one of my favorite media, watercolors. But first of all, I'm starting with gluing pieces, random pieces out of magazines. I had found these in a beautiful magazine called Flow, where um, I just liked the spider web. I loved the color, and I decided to take this as my background. So I am putting this on with my Liquitex matte medium, and look at this one. This is even more beautiful with the pink and violet. I really like this. So I have taken these, and what you can't probably see is that the borders also have some very intricate doodles there that I will take over and make my own later on. But as you will know, it's quite difficult to watercolor over collage and magazine paper. So the painting itself will happen after I have put on some aqua ground. But first of all, I'm trying to make all the different pieces fit together, and I'm taking one of my favorite colors right now. I'm not too much of a pink girl, but I really like this um, a light rose color from Acrylic Amsterdam. It's really beautiful, and I am also taking some schmink. What else have I taken? This is also from Amsterdam. This is a Titan Booth. This um, and I have taken from Sennelier de Turquoise. As you can see, this is really a beautiful, beautiful color, and I have taken from Rico Design Pink. So these are my colors. Um, I took out some of my golden, but I don't think I used it because at the end I realized that the color would match the rest of the painting. So the objective is really to bring all the different pieces together, and I'm taking out some of my stamps. So as you can see, I have taken out Archival ink in Viridian, that's the green one, and I have also taken Watered Can, so two great colors, also in the same color scheme than before, and I'm taking a random stamp and I'm just stamping all over the place so that it all looks like it's one piece, and it's always was one piece. That is my objective. So it's still very chaotic, as you can see. It's still very bright. I love bright colors. Um, one of the next step will be to mute everything down, and after everything is dry, obviously. What I'm also taking here are my so now I have taken my tense pen, and here my objective is again to create different colors. And I no, it's my objective is to lay down the place where I will have my face. I've decided to paint a face, and the advantage of the Inktense is it will create a kind of shadow behind my face, which I think is quite beautiful. So I'm just taking some normal gesso. It's Schminke gesso, and this is about where my face will be. And because I don't want it to be translucent where I'm going to paint the face, I have decided to put some gesso down. Obviously, watercoloring painting over my gesso is also not going to work, so I'm going to put yeah, I'm just finding out that they're missing some tokens there. So I'm drying everything again, and now I'm going to mute down everything. So this is Aquagrund, also from Schminke. Basically, this will enable me to use my watercolor on top of everything, on top of the acrylic paints. It's going to enable me to paint over my collage and also over the gesso. So I put everything down, and as you can see, I'm able to put it rather thinly so that you can still see the background, you can still see the beautiful turquoise, you can still see the beautiful web, which I really like. I know some people don't like spiders, but I don't mind spiders. I think they're very useful, and I love their webs. So here I'm just taking my watercolors, my Schmincke watercolors, and when you paint over aquagrund, you just must be aware that it's not exactly as painting uh, on watercolor paper. It's better than painting over matte medium or gesso, what I was doing in the past, but still it doesn't react the same, and you can smear it far longer. It takes longer to dry because it's not being absorbed as well as it would be on paper. And you see I have two Schmincke watercolor palettes. I have one that I use mostly. This is the one that I have in my hand right now, and the second one is are the random colors that I don't use as much or that I don't think as important. I mean, all colors are important, but the one that you can see me using now is really my favorite one. So what am I doing? I've decided to go with yellows, blues, and violets, so similar colors than I have in the background. And what you will see is that I will repeat some of the colors. I think that's one of the key things to do when you paint is never use a color once. Try to reuse it, try to distribute it over your page so that it makes your page more coherent. And basically, the pink red that you can see, I'm going to reuse for the cheeks. I'm going to put some below the eyes. Also for my shadow, as you can see, I've started doing shadows already, and I'm just repeating. And that's the problem here with Dakagrund. As you can see, well, it's not a problem actually. I used it to my advantage. I didn't like my cheeks, so I repeated them and I just removed it and restarted again. That's as easy as it is. And what you're going to see me do is going back and forth. So right now, the borders of my face are a little bit harsh, so I'm going to mute them down again. So it's really working back and forth. I'm trying to use the same colors for my brows, and I use it also a little bit in my lips and for the borders. The blue that I have for the eyes, I will reuse as well. You will see it later. So here again, more importantly on the face, I'm trying to do the same things than I was telling you before, which is reuse the same colors and have the same color used in different places. So, for example, the hairs are a little bit yellow right now, so I'm going to use I think some violet afterwards to tone it down and to make it less yellowy. And what I'm also doing now is using these colors in my background. My background already has colors. As you remember, I used all my acrylic paint and I have magazines but this is also my way to ensure that my watercolor painting with the face is not standing out too much and it's incorporated. And I personally like the combination of the acrylic paint and the magazines, the collage. I mean, you will see in the close-ups. It's really, I think it's beautiful, and with the watercolors, it gets some depth. So it's really a painting that um, I've I like looking at again and again because it's yeah, you discover new things and you discover what I like about watercolor. It's very independent, so it does a little bit like as it likes. So you can, of course, push it in one direction, you can influence it, but there is also many random things happening when you watercolor. So that's the part that I like. I will be continuing working on the face. The face is a little bit it's not harmonic, and I try to work on it to improve it. I'm not sure I managed to fix it completely, I must say. I've done better faces, um, but I think the best part of this painting is really the background. And less the face. But I continue working on the face to make it more um, symmetric. I think that's the issue. You can see on the right hand side there is also more shadow, and the face is yeah, it's not the way it should be yet. But I'll be working on that. And I think one of the issues here is that the gesso that I put on the knees to lay down was already not perfect and not the way it should be. So here I continue playing around, and now I have taken Sharpie, I have taken pit pens, and I am basically doodling all over the place because, as I said earlier, this is one also of the nice parts of the magazine cuttings that I had. There were many, many different doodles or structures that I could repeat, and I have done that. And I really had fun following these and making my own. And what I'm doing now is probably the nicest part of it. This is taking the web again and repeating it with my Signo white pen, gel pen. Really beautiful, I think. I'm repeating myself. But there are pieces that I really like. And I'm playing around with my Sharpie pen. I have a pink one that worked and a violet one that didn't work. These Sharpie pens are really nice. I'm very happy about them. They paint very well and you can write everywhere. But I used also the Pitt pen because I wanted to get some more depth, some more brown tone, some more um, yeah, some darker shades, and I didn't want to use black, so I used my Pitt pen for that. And here I'm playing around, doodling on the seam of the dress, and now I am taking my magic pen, and it's a graphite pen actually, and I am yeah, I'm just doing her eyes so that now she looks more like a normal person. I haven't really been able to fix the fact that my face is a little bit, yeah, it's not symmetric. Definitely isn't, but that happens sometimes. Um, and so here I'm using my white pen, my Signo white pen, to put some highlights on the nose, in her eyes, on her lips. And I think I will try to do something about the face using, yeah, you see here I'm trying to to correct it with my Sharpie pen as much as I can. This is a fine tip Sharpie pen, by the way, also very helpful, much better than the thicker ones. And here I'm going back with a Pitt pen to make sure that my eyes are not unicolored but have different shades of blues and greens when you look at it. So you will see it also in the close-ups. I think the eyes are quite well, came out quite well. So I think that's more or less it's only finishing touches that I put in here, and I felt that there was a title missing or some lettering missing. I love lettering, so I felt when I was looking at it, it felt very peaceful. And because of everything that is happening right now, peace is something that is really on the top front of my mind. So I wanted to yeah, to write down peace on earth, peace for everyone. And I just started writing with my white Signo pen, and what I'm doing, I'm going back and forth so that you can see it better. So I'm making the lines thicker basically, and I have alternated between lower fonts and bigger fonts. So yeah, I will do some coloring as well. So I'm doing some border with my Inktense pen so that you can see it better, that it stands out much more against the background. So this is being activated now with water, and you can see now the piece words, the word pops out of the page. Yes, this is my Stabilo 3-in-1. This is to make my girl stand out more as well, because after I had put down the back the shadow, I felt that this was missing. So you can see some close-up of the eyes. This is what I was telling you, and you will see the close-up of the web. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please give me a thumb up. And if you haven't done it, I would appreciate you becoming a new sub. Bye bye.